Hello, my name is Matt, and I'll be representing the negative. We believe that we should keep the status quo the same because the risk to change is too great. There are too many disadvantages. My contention number one is that comprehensive sex ed leads to earlier sexual activity, which leads to other dangerous behavior. Subpoint A, comprehensive sex education leads to increases in sexual activity among youth. Little 1 under subpoint A, comprehensive sex ed ignores abstinence and encourages sexual activity. The Minnesota Majority, which was founded by Jeff Davis in 2007 to promote traditional values in state and federal public policy through grassroots activism on the part of its members, MinnesotaMajority.org, access December 2012. The brief absence message in comprehensive sex ed curricula is weak and equivocal. Comprehensive sex ed does not present abstinence as a goal or standard that teens should pursue, but merely as a minor option teens may consider. Comprehensive sex curricula never urge teens to abstain until they finish high school. Even sentences suggesting that young people should wait until they are older before engaging in sex are extremely rare. The principal message that pervades comprehensive sex ed curricula through repeated example is that it is okay for teens to have sex as long as they use contraception. Little 2, comprehensive sex ed programs don't delay sexual activity, but instead encourage it. The National Abstinence Education Foundation, which seeks to improve the health and future prospects for children and families through the provision of sexual risk avoidance, abstinence education, thereby reducing teen pregnancies, STDs, and harmful emotional consequences, abstinenceworks.org, December 2012. The government report reveals how the most commonly used sex education programs have virtually no effect in keeping teens from having sex, yet contain numerous sexually explicit lessons taught to teens as young as 13. Of the 9 commonly used curricula studied in the HHS report, most showed no impact in preventing teen sex, and 1 failed to even evaluate program effectiveness. All the programs reviewed by the HHS devoted an overwhelming amount of teaching time to topics such as condom use, condom demonstration, and sexual gameplay as methods of safe sex. Although they received 10 times the amount of government money as abstinence programs, so-called comprehensive sex education has not been proven to delay teen sex, states Valerie Huber, Executive Director of National Abstinence Education Association. The predominant message encourages sexual activity. The message of abstinence is virtually non-existent. Little 3, a student attests that sex ed led to her having sex. Elizabeth Binning, who is a journalist for the Otago Daily Times, in the Otago Daily Times, September 2011. Amber Leigh Erasmus, a Hibiscus Coast 17-year-old, lost her virginity at 14, a year after she was taught about sex at school and the fact that it was okay as long as you consented. Amber Leigh said she was brought up with the idea that you should wait until marriage before having sex, but the things she learned at school made sex seem like a perfectly normal thing to do, so she tried it, using the free flavored condoms she had been given in class. It accustomed me to absolutely everything, and it became a normality to me, says Erasmus. Now she's questioning why students are being taught about sex when they are so young. Subpoint B, sexually active teens have lower academic achievement than abstinent. Robert Rector, who's a Heritage Foundation Senior Research Fellow in the Effectiveness of Abstinence Education Programs in Reducing Sexual Activity Among Youth, heritage.org, April 8, 2002, access December 2012. The Ad Health data show that teens who abstain from sex during high school years are substantially less likely to be expelled from school, less likely to drop out of high school, and more likely to attend and graduate from college. When compared to sexually active teens, those who abstain from sexual activity during high school years are 60% less likely to be expelled from school, 50% less likely to drop out of high school, almost twice as likely to graduate from college. Abstinent teens also report better physiological well-being than their peers who are sexually active, and girls in particular appear to benefit from delayed sexual activity. Reduced sexual activity decreases teen exposure to sexually transmitted disease, reduces the risks of having children out of wedlock, and improves their emotional and mental health. Little 1 under subpoint B. Teen sexual activity is correlated to marijuana use. Robert Rector, who is a Heritage Foundation Senior Fellow in the Effectiveness of Abstinence Education Programs in Reducing Sexual Activity Among Youth, heritage.org, April 8, 2002, access December 2012. Research from a variety of sources indicates a correlation between sexual activity among adolescents and teens and the likelihood of engaging in other high-risk behaviors, such as tobacco, alcohol, and illicit drug use. A study reported in Pediatrics magazine found that sexually active boys aged 12 through 16 are 4 times more likely to smoke and 6 times more likely to use alcohol than are those who describe themselves as virgins. Among girls in the same age cohort, those who are sexually active are 7 times more likely to smoke and 10 times more likely to use marijuana than are those who are virgins. The report describes sexual activity as a significant associate of other health-endangering behavior and notes an increasing recognition of the interrelation of these risk behaviors. Little 2, students that use marijuana have significant risk of academic failure. Tetsuju Yamada is a professor of health economics for the Department of Economics at Rutgers University. In the impact of alcohol consumption and marijuana use on high school graduation, the National Bureau of Economic Research, October 1993. In this study, we have used data from the National Longitudinal Survey of Youth on 672 individuals who were in the 12th grade in 1982 in order to analyze the impact of alcohol and marijuana use on high school graduation. Our analysis shows that there are substantial negative effects of alcohol and marijuana use. Using our measures, frequent drinker, liquor, and wine consumption, and frequent marijuana user on high school graduation probabilities. I now stand open for cross-examination.
Okay, Matt, would you agree that in order to protect oneself from a health threat, that one should be educated on that health threat?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so do you think that it is inevitable that sex is going to happen with or without an abstinence-only program?
No, I don't.
So you think that every single kid in a high school or junior high is going to be abstinent? Every single kid?
It's not going to be 100%, but we need to encourage abstinence. You want to promote health by by educating. We need to educate them that the only way to the only 100% effective way of not getting pregnant, avoiding pregnancies, and avoiding STDs is abstinence. That's the education they need.
Right. So in the comprehensive programs, oftentimes abstinence is included in the program. So the small percent that you say are going to still have sex, do you think that those students should be educated on how to do so in a manner where they're not going to get STDs, where they're not going to have unplanned pregnancies?
No, it sends mixed messages. And also, in my evidence, it says that the message of abstinence is virtually non-existent in these programs.
So what is existent in these programs?
What is existent in these programs? Topics such as condom use, condom demonstration, and sexual gameplay as methods of safe sex. These encourage sex. These make teens have sex more often and earlier.